Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. Gonna work on the next part of the frame stretch tutorial. And like I say, we're adding this into the basics. This is not really a basic technique because it is modifying kit parts, and that's not really the basics, but you know, it is making a simple scratch built part and then doing some careful measuring and some blending into the frame. So I mean, you can kind of classify it as a advanced basic, I guess you could say. So the last video that we done, we had it sitting here against a straight edge, and of course you can still see it sitting against a straight edge the way it was when we left in that video. And what we want to do next is start shaping this just a little bit. Not a lot. I'm going to show you the steps to go through, and then like I say, we're only going to do this first rail, and then I've got to put the scratch built C-section together that somebody had asked me about what size channel I used for this. There was no channel used. This is the stretch piece that we made, and this bigger piece here, like I say, is a little bit taller than the actual kit rail, just a little bit. And these pieces right here are a little bit wider than the kit rail. So, you know, once you get those glued together, then you have a channel. I do not recommend channel as far as like Plastruck or Evergreen or anything like that, because the Plastruck styrene channel is, the C channel is not a true C. It's tapered on the inside edges. You can get true C channel, but it's in ABS form, and not really sure what all Evergreen has to offer. I don't use a lot of Evergreen, but so like I say, I just go ahead and scratch build this out of the same thickness as the kit rail. That way when I blend everything in, you don't even know it's there. And so the next step that we're going to do is, while you have this sitting against your straight edge, because this is the way we put it when it was drying, and all the glue's dried up now, and of course, you know, you can see that it doesn't fall apart when you pick it up or anything like that. I like to let it sit against the straight edge, and what we want to do is, you know, just check it and make sure that it's pretty much square all the way down the rails. And if it is, you want to take your sanding stick, and you're going to support the frame on your finger just like that. Use your index finger, and you know, just make sure it's supported back there, because this glue, you've only got a little bit of glue on here. Remember I said don't put a lot of glue on this, so you can easily pop this back apart if you're too rough with it. But what you want to do is you just want to come in, you want to sand down the inside of your scratch built C channel to line up exactly with the inside of the rails. And that's all you're doing at this step. You just want to keep sliding that back and forth until your new C channel is flush with the kit rails. Once you get it to that point, that's all you need to do with that step. And then we're going to set it back against our straight edge again. And this way the frame is nice and flat down on your surface. And you can come in here with your sanding stick, and you can go ahead and sand the bridge piece down, the stretch piece that we put in, and get it almost flush with the kit rails. So what you're going to do is, we left this a little bit high so we've got something to sand down and get it to blend into the kit rails. So you just want to keep sliding the sanding stick back and forth, and don't try to just carve it at this edge and this edge. You want to make sure you're sanding this whole bridge piece down, and that way you've got a nice true straight splice in here. And when you're done and you put the suspension brackets and stuff in, you won't even know that this stretch piece has been added to the frame rails. So we're just going to sand that down from front to back until we're flush, or you don't have to be all the way flush because that's coming up in another step, but get it at, you know, pretty close. If you wanted to go all the way flush at this point, you could do that. I'm actually switching over to the other side of the grit now. And like I say, do this on a flat surface so that the frame has support, because the frame is in all reality very weak right now, because it only has two little spots of glue basically holding it together. So you want to be very careful with this part so you don't split the glue joint back open. because at this point, if you were to split the glue joint back open, you would probably end up having a problem with a ghost seam, because you'd have to go back and re-glue it again. And usually when you have to glue it the second time around, the seam is going to go through no matter what you do. So we have that pretty much flush. It's not perfect yet, but we'll work on that in the next step that I'm going to show you, which will be in an upcoming video. But that's what we have for right now. And we're not going to worry about sanding down the bottom. We're not going to worry about sanding down the top. Not yet. We're going to hold off on that until we get some strength in this frame. So what I'm going to do, it'll be off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of the frame and get our bridge piece constructed into a C-channel. We're going to put it in just like we did this on video. Once I get this frame rail here up to the point of this one, we're going to go ahead and do another video, and I'm going to show you the next step as far as the cross members and how they play into all this as you're going along. So stay tuned for that one, and if you have any questions or concerns on the frame stretch so far, just let me know, and I'll be more glad to answer your questions on that. So like always, I thank you for watching and supporting Showtime Studios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.